Bailey's is proud to carry Forevermark. Forevermark diamonds are conflict-free and undergo a strict assessment to ensure they are natural and untreated. Each Forevermark diamond carries the promise of an enduring commitment to responsible sourcing and originates from a carefully selected source that provides benefits to the local community and the environment. This ensures that Forevermark diamonds help improve the lives of those involved in its journey, so you can feel proud to give, own, or wear a Forevermark diamond. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box.
Here's Frankie Franks at Prima Volkswagen in Goldsboro.
We have large degree of financing. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and you may have a time in your life where something came up that you weren't expecting. We want everybody to know that we would love to try to help you. We understand we have to earn your business, and we would love the opportunity to do that. And we take a lot of pride in that when we can take someone that's had a bad situation and help them get into a new vehicle, help them to become part of our Prima family. It means a lot to us to be able to do that, and we want to help people because we do realize that oftentimes things happen that you never expected to happen. You just need a chance to get back on your feet, and good transportation is very important today, the way people travel, and you need to make sure that your family's in a safe automobile, so we want to be part of making that happen for you.
That was Frankie Franks at Prima Volkswagen in Goldsboro. Visit FrimaMotors.com and go see the great folks at Prima Motors just off Highway 70 bypass in Goldsboro. Prima Motors, the family store.
Dairy Queen in Williamson and across from Pitt Community College in Winterville is where you'll find football fan favorites like the Bacon Cheese Grill Burger, the Flamethrower Grill Burger, and Mushroom Swiss Grill Burger.
And now, new to the DQ lineup are oven-hot artisan-style sandwiches and DQ Baked Snacks menu. And just in time for fall dessert treats are the apple pie and pumpkin pie blizzards.
Visit DairyQueen.com to see the full list of fall promos and menu items. Dairy Queen, fan food, not fast food. The nation's largest Verizon premium retailer, Cellular Sales, is proud to announce their newest Eastern North Carolina location is now open in Tarboro, located on Highway 258 in Tarboro Walmart Shopping Center. And if you're currently stuck in a contract with the wrong network, get up to $650 now to get unstuck and switch to Verizon when you trade in your phone at Cellular Sales. Switch now and find out why Cellular Sales is Verizon's largest retailer and best in customer service. Learn more at cellularsales.com. And for great career opportunities, go to joincellularsales.com.
Finding the right employee can be demanding, from recruiting to interviews. Express Employment Professionals does the work for you. We get to know your business and who you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for skilled labor, or you're trying to find administrative help. Maybe you need an executive to join your team. Good morning, everyone. Find qualified people and support using Express for all your staffing needs. Let us help. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Take a hit from a 300-pound linebacker and you better be wearing pads. Take a hit on the road and you better have good auto coverage. When you've got North Carolina Farm Bureau Auto Insurance, you've got the best local agents ready to help you bounce back. If you don't, well, you probably play football without a helmet, too. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Your Farm Bureau insurance agents in Greenville are ready to help you with your auto coverage. Stick with the home team, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. In Greenville, contact one of these agents: Lynn Sugg, Jake Allen, Randy Daniels, Corey Thompson, Jack Metz, Tyler Smith, Bill King, Alan Hill, and Tony Boyd. Call them today at 252-756-3165. That's 252-756-3165. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Turn it up! WRHD HD1, Farmville, Washington, Greenville. Whoa! Your home for the Mark Paschal Morning Show. 94.3 The Game and 94.3thegame.com. It's game time on 94.3 The Game.
There were some things going on in sports today that will make your brain fall out of your skull.
Now, live from our 94.3 The Game studios and streaming online at 943thegame.com, here's your host, Josh Graham.
94.3 The Game. We are the Pirate Nation's FM station. This is a show we call Game Time. My name's Josh Graham. Here with you as always from 5 to 7. In 15 minutes, we'll have our weekly visit with former East Carolina football coach Steve Logan. We have plenty of practice audio to bring to you and several subjects that center around the Major League Baseball playoffs and also East Carolina getting set for the USF Bulls. John Jansen's the producer of this program, and we're being joined. He's back.
Yes,
He's
sir.
back after travels to Dallas and everywhere else in the United States of America. It is the best-looking guy we have on the program, on the payroll.
Wow.
And former East Carolina punter and first-team All-American at ECU, Andrew Bays. Where you been, man?
It's great to be here again.
Yeah,
Golly,
it's good
I
to
missed
have you.
you guys.
Oh, my gosh.
Missed you guys. It's been a couple weeks now.
You missed a lot.
Well, I didn't miss anything, but it's definitely been a wild couple weeks for East Carolina, that's for sure.
There are still people who want to talk about this band kneeling stuff. I'm over it, and until there's something new to talk about, I think we'll have some topics regarding that leading up to the Navy game, but there's still nothing there, so I really don't want to get into it. If you want to tweet us, you can at 943thegame. Earlier this week, I talked about finding the funny and otherwise dense, serious, unfunny situations. That's what I found in the ECU story with the band members and the Fayetteville radio station deciding to ban the game being run or being played at USF this weekend in protest of the protest and using an audio format and radio to protest a visual and irrelevant part of that radio broadcast. I thought that's funny, even though I think the poll returned 58% said that was not funny and they don't get the joke. I had to do the same thing earlier today. I was just driving around in Greenville, and I had I just had a casual coffee meeting with a young lady. Mm-hmm. And, I look nice and dressed up in the way I am. I have a football game tonight, which, by the way, you can listen to on our sister station 103.7 WTIB. Last night, I had great wings. Wings were fantastic, so I had extra that I was going to have for lunch today. I put them in one of those ridiculously small containers, and trying to get to this coffee meeting get-together. I'm not going to call it a date because I don't think it is.
What's a coffee meeting get-together?
A coffee date. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's a lot going on there. And
Okay.
then just a coffee date.
So I went to go take a left at a light, but then I couldn't. I thought I was going to make it, and so I slammed on the brakes when I inevitably didn't. And the wings went to the floor of my car, and I went to go pick them up, and they were very saucy wings. I had to pick up the leftover wings and put them back into my container. Then I realized there was no napkins in the glove department. So what do? I had some receipts sitting somewhere and in my notebook. So I used a page of my notebook and the receipts. And then
Meanwhile, you're smelling like barbecue now.
yeah, and then but I have to buckle back my seatbelt before the light turns again. So I do that, and in the process got some wing sauce on the clothing. Wing sauce on the clothing. And I am, at this point, just mortified. What do? Get to the coffee meeting get-together and sit there just leaking confidence. Don't know if she's going to notice, just getting the water at the spots that you think you can get rid of them. And then she doesn't show up.
Dang.
And I laughed at the entire thing.
Any text? Any heads up? Hey, I can't make it? Any of that?
I sat there for 15, 20 minutes. Nothing.
Maybe she saw you at the traffic light scrambling with your chicken wings.
Let's get the poll going earlier. What should I be more embarrassed about? Getting wing sauce on the shirt or on the clothing, or the girl not showing up?
You see the barbecue.
What should Josh be more embarrassed about?
See, the thing is, it's not getting the wing sauce on your shirt. It's the entire situation going on around it. Because now you're using receipts as napkins, and that's just
And you're just smearing everything.
right now. It is everything is going downhill, and it's going downhill fast.
We're going to have Steve
That's
Logan
just
with us
great.
to actually talk football in just a little bit. But at 943 the game, you can vote on that.
So were you relieved that she didn't show and you had a barbecue situation or a wing sauce situation? How were you?
Oh, I actually do have a text now. I got a text.
Okay.
Very, very sorry. Wants to do tacos. That's good.
Well,
what's to make
considering
me
your
taco?
wing situation, I don't know if tacos are good.
On a similar note, so finding the funny in otherwise, serious funny situations or unfunny in the moment. Yesterday, we played. We had a lot of fun with audio from earlier this week, which I'm someone who gets paid to speak, and this happened. The front line, Fred Presley playing in a very difficult spot, being moved to nose guard after the injury to Dimitri McGill. It's Monday. Stop it there. I'm not going to try that again. Yeah, and for good reason. I get paid to speak, and that happened. It's incredible. Wow.
Look, man, it happens. It happens.
And people might say, why are you re-hitting the old news here? That happened yesterday. Well, people here could be real jerks. There's a song. There is a hip-hop song that has now been created by our good friend Pat Jones. And we now bring that to you. Front line, Fred Presley playing in a very difficult spot, being moved to nose guard after the injury to Dimitri McGill. I'm not going to try that again. Dimitri McGill. Wow. McGill. Wow. The front line, Fred Presley playing in a very difficult spot, being moved to nose guard after the injury.
Oh my God.
To Dimitri McGill. We definitely need to cut that up, don't we?
That's great, man. That is awesome. Look.
I'm glad Andrew Bays is here because Sir Bays-a-Lot had himself a song created.
Oh, I did.
Earlier as well, and we still have that. Andrew Bays, this is what we call Gerard Got Back by Sir Bays-a-Lot.
Dave has a huge butt, huge butt. And, anyone that has a big butt, by just the way it goes, you're going to be able to hit the ball far.
It's not just big, it's huge.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Now when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Dave has a huge butt. Huge butt.
Okay.
That's great.
While we got the poll up, which song is better? The Josh Stuttering classic, this newest hit that we have in this album that we are creating here on 94.3 The Game. Wow. Or Sir Bays-a-Lot's classic hit that we just call Huge Butt.
Production budget is huge here.
It is. It's pretty impressive. See, I'm someone who has a bunch of notes for shows. I'm pretty prepared for things. Let the record show that I wrote down for this segment to start the show. All I wrote, host shaming. That's it.
I guarantee you by next year we'll have a full album of stutters and huge butts, and it'll just be great. A Pat Jones production. It'll be great. Hopefully I'm not on it. But yeah, I think by the next year we'll have a full album, and those two are the singles right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We can vote. You can vote which one's better at 943 The Game. Some people want to hear football, and I can't think of anyone better to talk football with than our next guest. It's his weekly visit with us, the former head football coach at East Carolina, Steve Logan. Specifically what we want to get to, there's a lot of situations that have to be managed correctly by East Carolina at the moment, whether it's preparing for 2 games in a 5-day stretch, potentially having a backup quarterback start games. How do coaches manage these situations? That's what we get into next with Steve Logan.
Pitt County has a strong voice in Raleigh, and it belongs to State Representative Dr. Greg Murphy. Be it as a trusted physician and community leader here at home, or in his humanitarian efforts overseas, Dr. Murphy has devoted his entire life to service, and he continues that service as your representative. As the only medical doctor in the state legislature, Dr. Murphy has quickly become the go-to man on healthcare-related issues, finding common-sense solutions that lend a helping hand, not provide a handout. Dr. Murphy is using his decades of real-world experience as a physician and small business owner to be Pitt County's greatest advocate, protecting our schools, our university, and our hospital. That's why so many of your friends and neighbors are saying it's good to have a doctor in the house. Join them in supporting Dr. Greg Murphy for NC House.
I'm Dr. Greg Murphy, candidate for NC House, and the friends of Dr. Greg Murphy paid for this ad.
Affordable Hearing offers Eastern Carolina's best value in Starkey hearing aids in all styles, including custom invisible hearing aids. You'll save thousands compared to national brands. Affordable Hearing offers the latest technology like wireless hearing aids that stream from your TV and iPhone directly into your hearing aids. And you get a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. Affordable Hearing with locations in Greenville, Kinston, New Bern, Bayboro, and Morehead City. Or you can call the owner, Kent Denton's cell phone direct at 252-227-9646. Dr. Thomas McIntosh at Carolina Vision Care announces 2 new optometrists have joined the practice. Dr. Scott McIntosh, an Eagle Scout who grew up in Greenville and attended Rose High and ECU, and Dr. Natalie McIntosh, originally from Arkansas. Both just graduated with honors from the Southern College of Optometry in Memphis. Scott was chosen to be a student ambassador and received an award from the staff for clinical excellence. Natalie was also an honor student and was honored with the Southwest Contact Lens Society Award. To schedule an appointment, call 752-4380.
Football season's here in Pirate Nation, and Ann's Dumplings has you covered in the kitchen. Ann's One Sauce is perfect for meatballs, meatloaf, burgers, pork chops, fish, and all meats. And if you're grilling, you gotta have Ann's One Sauce. Just apply 3 minutes before you take the meat off the grill. And Ann's One Dressing is just right for deviled eggs, egg salad, coleslaw, and potato salad. You don't have to start from scratch anymore. Just use Ann's One Dressing to save time, and it's delicious. Ann's One Sauce and One Dressing can be found at the Piggly Wiggly in Aden and online at annsdumplings.com.
Look at you, Mr. Perfect Lawn. Your wife and neighbors must be so proud, because nothing instills pride quite like mowing equidistant lines at fescue. Come on, man, reclaim your weekend and trade the yard work for some fun at the park. With 14 national and 41 state parks across North Carolina, it's nearly impossible to say no to the great outdoors. For more information, go to visitnc.com/parks. Sponsored by the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters and Visit North Carolina, a part of the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina in cooperation with this station.
When I'm
just getting underway on a Thursday edition of Game Time. You're tuned in to 94.3 The Game, the Pirate Nation's FM station. Josh Graham, John Jansen, Andrew Bays with you. So glad you're along with us, however and wherever you are tuning in. Since the Blues are playing, we know what that means. It's our weekly visit, which is brought to us by Park Boat Company and Marine, with the head football coach, the former head football coach at East Carolina University, and also the host of the Steve Logan Show on Saturdays. It's Coach Logan. Coach, what have you been up to?
I've been down at the beach, which is where it's exactly what I should be doing, just counting dolphin. That's about it.
So obviously, when you're coaching a team, you don't pay attention to the stuff that's going on, I guess, in the news or even in the weather in this case. East Carolina's playing a football game at South Florida. All indications are that this game will be played without interruption. But when something like this could be a factor in the game, how much do you follow weather reports throughout the week?
Well, when I was coaching, I followed them literally minute by minute because it affects practice. It affects your game plan, and certainly, when I was coaching, we wanted to throw the ball first and run it second. And, times that we'd be running into a game like what East Carolina's getting ready to, fiddle with right now down at South Florida, they're going to possibly be playing in a monsoon, which, North Carolina State and Notre Dame, all these people here in the Triangle, looks like the same thing. And it would just make me sick to my stomach because I always felt like it really put us at a disadvantage the way that we were built. We were built to have a precise, rhythmic passing game, and you get out there on a muddy, sloppy field, and it took some of our edge away. It really did. It bothered me greatly.
The bigger question, though, for East Carolina, I think, is not just attacking this game, but attacking 2 games in 5 days. As a coach, what goes through your mind when you have that short stretch of time between games? And on top of that, Coach, the back end of that is a team that does something completely different in Navy on a Thursday night with the triple option. So as a coach, when you're hitting a stretch like that, what are you thinking about?
Well, there's two things. Number one, when you've got a short week like that, your number one goal is to get your kids healthy. And very, very seldom would I take them out and let them hit each other at all. And we didn't do a lot of hitting anyway. When I was coaching, we were always in just helmet and shoulder pads, rarely in full pads. But that's number one, is to get your team healthy. But when you're talking about the wishbone, here's what should have happened. And I don't know what the coach there, what his attitude about the wishbone is, but when we had a wishbone team on our schedule for the coming fall, in spring football, we took one of our weeks and introduced, the wishbone. We would teach somebody how to be a scout team. We'd take our first team defense and let them practice for at least three of those practices in spring against the wishbone. So that when this time of year came, when that game rolled up on the schedule, people had some sort of an idea, particularly the players and coaches both, to how we got to do this with the scout team presentation and the defense. And so if that has been done, this should be at least a manageable proposition to where it's not just a total shock to everybody trying to get everything organized to defend a triple option.
Coach Logan's with us on Game Time, 94.3 The Game. You're tuned in to the Pirate Nation's FM station. Coach Logan's visit is sponsored by Park Boat Company and Marine. East Carolina has held out its quarterback, Philip Nelson, from practice the last 2 days. Gardner Minshew got his first appearance as a Pirate last Saturday against UCF, and they spent his red shirt in doing so for the season. But if you have a quarterback who hasn't played at ECU, hasn't started a game, but might have to be thrust into action this week, how do you try to simplify things to make sure that his understanding of things is such where the Pirates can have some success on Saturday?
Well, you do it in the meeting room, in the quarterback meeting room. You're sitting with the young man and going over things, and then having him. I used to have my quarterbacks teach me the play, and if I felt like they could, really teach me the subtleties of any singular football play, I felt like they were ready to handle that play, and it would go in the game plan. And that was true of a starting quarterback, or in this case, a backup quarterback. But you need to have an open dialogue. What are you comfortable with? What do you truly know? What can we call in 3rd down and 4? And we are reasonably agreed that you understand where to go with the football on option 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And, that's where it's got to be. You should probably have a lot of play action in your game plan, because play action passes are, by and large, 1-2 reads. It's throw it to 1 or throw it to 2. They're not full field packages. So, I'd be heavy on the play action, which requires a different play calling mindset as well, because play actions are only good on neutral downs, which is 1st and 10, 2nd and 6. So I would be really play action heavy and really concise with my 3rd down package as to what the young man at least tells me he can handle. And you got to go from there, and you're going to have to rely on your defense and special teams to rise up and give the quarterback some help in a situation like this.
During your days in the NFL or at Boston College or at East Carolina, Mississippi State, or et cetera, is there a story that comes to mind in one of those meeting rooms where you had a young quarterback and were able to win a game in a certain week?
Well, the Pirate fans will remember Marcus Crandall, who was a 3-year starter for me, a wonderful, wonderful football player. His senior year, about game 6, Mark strained an MCL in the pocket. He got rolled up on his knee, and had a young man named Danny Gonzalez that had been backing Mark up for 2 years, and I had put Danny in a few times. I tried to get him in every game for like a series, and so he wasn't totally a rookie, but suddenly he had to start for us, and he walked in, and Danny won the last 3 games of that year, I believe, including a victory over North Carolina State. I think that was in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
But Danny played really, really well at the end of that season, and then he started for me in 1997 and went on and played a couple of years of pro football. But you better have a contingency plan in place, really for everything, but certainly for your quarterback. Because if you walk, you get out there with a quarterback and you've got all your eggs in one basket, and just like you saw the other day, Phillip took a shot under the chin, and I saw it. I was recording the game here at home, and it was a big time hit, and it hit underneath his helmet directly on the chin, and it didn't look good to me. So again, you better have somebody ready to go, and that's your job as a coach.
So, Coach, I've got a question centered around James Summers and kind of the use over these 4 or 5 games. First couple games, they were able to have some success bringing him in, sort of in that Wildcat type mode, and over the last couple days or last couple games, they're really having a hard time getting him going. He's only got 1 pass attempt in 5 games. Last 2 games, it appears that he's just running some sort of a read dive play when he's out there, and they're just stacking the box on him. He's it's not affecting the offense. How can the Pirates moving forward, all things considered with the injury to Nelson, how can they utilize what James Summers does best while being able to open up some rushing lanes for him?
Well, obviously, the simplistic answer is they've got to find a way to incorporate some play-action passes that this kid can execute. And because I'm watching the same game you are, when he comes in the game, the defense is in an audible. They check their defense to him. And there's going to be a single high safety. There's going to be 8 in the box. And, it's tackle that guy. Basically, it's gotten that simplistic. So, the play-action pass has got to take some heat off of that. And if, in fact, there was maybe a couple of simple drop-back passes that this kid can grab a hold of, and evidently he doesn't throw the ball very well, or he'd be the starting quarterback. And I'm just speculation on my part, total speculation.
That one pass attempt was in the 4th quarter of mop-up duty against Western Carolina, by the way.
Well, obviously they don't trust him as a thrower, but they're going to have to invest something, if nothing else, just to, like I used to call it, it's an investment play, where you go ahead and have him throw it, and just live with the consequences, and hopefully it opens up the run lane.
Coach Logan's with us on Game Time, brought to us by Park Boat Company and Marine. What else do you have for us, Andrew?
Coach, special teams. So obviously the Pirates are struggling mightily in that department, and my own personal experience, it seemed as though if we had a punt blocked, if we had a return for a touchdown, whatever it was, it always seemed to get worse before it got better. Obviously, things have not gotten much better for the Pirates over the last couple weeks. Can you shed some light as far as preparation? I know how things changed from my experience, in the meeting rooms and personnel and some of the things that would go on to try to alleviate the problem. But it seems like it might be a panic mode for this coaching staff. Can you shed some light on, what are some?
Well, you're 100% right that things do get worse when you let somebody return a kickoff punt, either one. If you get a punt blocked, it's blood in the water to the opposing coaches. And now they're going to send more punt blocks. They're going to work extra hard on a kickoff return because you've shown a weakness. And that was always my fear, is that anything like that, it sets off a firestorm. Now, I'm not breaking my arm, patting myself on the back, but I don't think you ever had a punt blocked, Andrew. And I can count on I can remember 2 punts being blocked as a head coach, and I'm still in recovery from both of those. that was way too many.
Do you still think of those guys at night, the ones who blew that play?
I hate them. I every morning with my morning coffee, I set aside 10 minutes to hate those guys that got that punt block. Because it ruins your whole game. You get a punt block. I think I've read before, it's something like an 85% chance you're going to lose a football game when you get a punt block. So it's the most important play in football, and old coaches say that all the time. Young coaches and fans look at you like you're crazy, but the punt is the most important play in football, and you better be good at it. You better have a good long snapper. But further on down the road, you've got to have some open field tacklers. Now, before you got there, Andrew, before you played, no, after you left, I believe, I can't remember, but I know that we had a particular football team. I didn't have any good open field tacklers on that football team. And I found that out early in the season, and we literally punted the football out of bounds every game from about the second game on, one entire season. And, it's just what we had to do. But it was what I was forced to do to make sure, because a punt return is just as devastating.
Yeah.
It has to do with your players. You've got to be attentive as a coach. And, like you say, it's just, it'll get worse before it gets better. It doesn't go away on its own. I know that.
Yeah, Coach Logan, when I came in as a true freshman, I'll never forget it. It was one of my first practices, and I didn't know that Coach Logan would be heavily involved in the punt team, and I just thought he'd be over working with the quarterbacks or doing something with the offense or whatever. Well, I'm true freshman, and we're getting into punt unit or whatever it is, and it took me a while to get acclimated. It was very difficult to catch up to the speed of things. Well, to boot, next thing I know, I'm lining up for second team, punt team, or whatever it is, and Logan is right behind me. He's literally right behind me, and here I am just nervous about catching a snap. Now I got the head coach right behind me, wondering what the heck he's doing. Well, for the next 4 years of my career, that's where he was. And, he's there he hit on it right there. We was talking about not wanting to get a punt blocked. Well, he made it clear, because every snap we had in practice, every snap before a game, whatever it is, he's there with his stop clock, his stopwatch, making sure that, the timing is right. And no matter how fast I did it, no matter how fast I received a snap and punted it, it was not fast enough.
Coach, what, were you just trying to invoke fear into punters? The fear of God?
No.
Is that it?
Not that. It wasn't fear. It was just a necessity. And here's what the arithmetic of a punt. The long snap has to lead, the moment you start a long snap, by the time it hits the punter's hands, it has to be 0.8 or less. So if we had a long snapper get the ball to Andrew in 0.8 seconds, Andrew has 1.2 seconds to execute his punt. So you've got a 2.0 total operation time on a punt. And by the way, it's 1.25 on a PAT. But anyway, 2.0 on a punt. And, that's why I was always working with our long snappers. And our long snappers, by the way, were always on scholarship. And I'm almost sure that, most of the time Andrew's, I can remember, most of the time Andrew's operation time was about 1.92, because our long snapper was about a 0.75, and Andrew was a solid 1.1 guy, because I'd time them separately many times, but then you time them together. But we were a 1.92 team, and to block a punt when your operation is 1.92, somebody better be on a motorcycle on the other side of the line of scrimmage, because you can't get there. And so, that's how important it is, and it's coaching, but it's players too. You got to, really it begins with the long snapper. So, like I say, we had pretty proficient long snappers throughout my career, again, at East Carolina, but I worried incessantly about getting that talent in place year after year after year.
Last thing for Coach Logan before we let you go, transitioning things over to the NFL, the Carolina Panthers are 1-3. They don't know if they have Cam Newton for Monday night's game. Obviously, the immediate concern is that. What's the status of Cam Newton? But in terms of other things, what else have you seen in terms of what you're concerned about this football team moving forward?
Well, I think they're having a Super Bowl hangover, generally speaking. I think, here's what people don't understand. A pro football season is 16 games, plus there's 4 preseason games. So really there's 20 games in a season. Well, if you go to the Super Bowl, you play another 4 games, possibly. So that's a quarter of a season by the time you finally get through with that game. And it's exhausting. NFL seasons by in themselves are exhausting. You add another 4 games on it. I think they're having a bit of a hangover from that. You couple some injuries like they just have encountered on top of that, and then you mix in a couple of rookie corners that are trying to figure out, like Andrew said, you go from college football to the NFL, and I'm going to tell you what now, you're going from 60 miles an hour to 120 miles an hour overnight.
Yeah.
And so, those little old corners got blistered last week by Matt Ryan and the boys. And, there's some different pieces at work. And I still think the Panthers will settle down. They'll find a way to win 9 games and get into the playoffs. And that's all that really matters. Just get into the tournament, and they'll be okay, and I think they will be.
Coach, thanks for the time. Enjoy the time at the beach, and we'll certainly tune in Saturday when you're on the air at 10 a.m.
All right, Andrew, 1.2, buddy. Get it out of here.
I got it. I can still do it.
That's Coach Logan.
Right.
We always enjoy conversations with him. Brought to us by Part Boat Company and Marine, who bring us Steve Logan each and every week. When we return on Game Time, we'll actually talk about football, the game, ECU, USF, and we'll break down more special teams and other subjects with Andrew Bays on the game.
Business sellout, business sellout. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, has been ordered to liquidate name brand furniture and mattresses wall to wall up to 75% off. Queen size mattress sets regular $800, now $295. Sofa and love seats regular $1,500, now $600. All wood bedrooms regular $1,800, now $700. Table and 4 chairs regular $600, now only $200. And there's much more. Business total sellout. Discount Mattress and Furniture in Greenville, and I'll see you there.
This is Steve Jones, president of Yadkin Bank and proud alumnus of East Carolina University. Yadkin Bank is proud to be a part of the Eastern North Carolina community. We are a full-service community bank dedicated to providing financial solutions for our clients. When you're dealing with Yadkin Bank, you're dealing with your neighbor and friends. Come see us at any of our North Carolina branches. At Yadkin Bank, we're in it together.
Yadkin Bank, member FDIC. Kickback Jack's is the home of award-winning chicken wings, savory burgers, made from scratch pizza, appetizers, dinners, and desserts. There's no better place to kick it inside or outdoors than Kickback Jack's in Greenville with daily specials like our $5 Burger Tuesdays, where the guests get a fresh half-pound burger with choice of cheese and a side of fries for just $5. And Tuesday and Wednesday night special is $3 pints and half-price wine. Located on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Kickback Jack's is Greenville's place for great food, great fun, and great football.
Cut, color, style, we do it best at Fantastic Sam's. Bring in the whole family, we'll take care of the rest at Fantastic Sam's. Highlights, lowlights, treatments, and waxing. No appointment needed, our prices you can't beat them. Cut, color, style, we do it best at Fantastic Sam's.
Greenville's exclusive site for the medical community is greenvillevitalsigns.com. You can visit local area medical practices, watch videos, and take tours of local practices right here in Greenville. If you're looking for a new provider, make sure to visit greenvillevitalsigns.com and see what these local medical practices have to offer. Check out the virtual booths and get links to the practice websites. See the latest from Vidant Health and what they have to offer. With the resources to keep you connected to the medical community, make greenvillevitalsigns.com a part of your search when looking for medical care in Greenville.
Public notice, public notice. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, has been ordered to conduct a total business sellout to satisfy taxes, manufacturer's invoice, and past due debt. Merchandise will be sold at pennies on the dollar, up to 75% off. Pay by cash, check, or credit card. Credit will be arranged. Bring your truck and trailers and save even more. Some delivery will be available. Save even more. Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Discount Mattress and Furniture, total sellout.
Welcome back to Game Time. Coming your way on a Thursday afternoon, 94.3 The Game. We are the Pirate Nation's FM station. Josh Graham, Andrew Bays, John Jansen with you. Just had Steve Logan join us. And we got into a lot of the football after starting the show with a lot of nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Complete nonsense.
Yeah. And I started it when I couldn't get words out of my mouth correctly earlier this week. And if you missed that piece of glorious audio, just me being unable to get anything out of my mouth, the short result of it was this. The short result of it was this. Wow. 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 But the reason we bring that up is because now there's a song that we're getting rave reviews about this hit. This next hit that we have on the 94.3 The Game Disgrace album. The front line, Fred Presley playing in a very difficult spot, being moved to nose guard after the injury to Dimitri McGill. I'm not going to try that again. To Dimitri McGill. Wow. McGill. Wow. The front line, Fred Presley playing in a very difficult spot, being moved to nose guard after the injury to Dimitri McGill. We definitely need to cut that up, don't we? You can vote at 943 The Game which song's better, that or Sir Basil-Lott's hit. David Got Back.
That's close.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. We'll get the results of that at the end of the show. So, Andrew, an update on what's going on the other disgrace front, where I had the wing sauce on the clothing,
right.
And then I went to a coffee meeting get-together that did not end up happening because the girl didn't show up. She's sorry, and she wants to do tacos and make me dinner.
Then you're good. If she wants to make you dinner, then obviously something happened. If she's offering to have you over for dinner, I mean, you're golden. You're good. Look, you dodged a bullet because you probably smelled like hot sauce.
If she's listening to this, does it completely nix and undo everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, look, you're in the clear, man. You stunk like hot sauce. You were late. You're probably
put that
late.
on the poll. Does hot sauce stink?
Yes.
Does hot sauce stink?
Well, whatever
whatever
wing sauce you had, I guarantee you was pungent.
Sure it is, but stink is a negative connotation. Some
but
people
at
think
like
it's a good
11
smell.
o'clock in the morning, you don't want to smell like wings.
Yeah, it would get you off your game.
Still, same thing. Yes or no, at 943 The Game. Polls are up at our Twitter page there. Does hot sauce stink?
It would get you off your game. You know, you would be worrying about how you smelled and how you looked and everything going on with all of that. I think that you dodged a big bullet, actually.
So maybe it would have been great if Brad Paisley's here in Greenville tonight. 7 o'clock show, I think. I won't be able to make it because I'm doing, football, Washington at Farmville Central, but concerts seem like a good go-to.
They are outstanding. If, look, I'm happily married. Make that clear. I'm happily married, but in fact I've been to one of these concerts with my wife, and it stood out as a place where, Josh, you need to go. Bon Jovi concert. Look,
Bon Jovi's like 60 now.
It doesn't matter.
Bon Jovi.
It doesn't matter. I went to a Bon Jovi concert, and we just happened to stumble upon some tickets, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go to Bon Jovi, really. So we had a fun night, and we decided that we're going to go down to a Bon Jovi concert down in Philly, and every song. You just don't realize it. From moment one, every single Bon Jovi song that he's going to sing, and it's girls' night.
How old do you think Bon Jovi is? I'm saying 60.
He's got to be over 60.
John?
54.
Wow. 54?
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's outstanding.
I thought he was well.
I'll take that advice.
But look, you've got to go. Yeah, you got to find Bon Jovi and go to one of those concerts and take some buddies, and you'll be fine.
I mean, I feel like a Bon Jovi concert would do pretty well at East Carolina. Am I wrong? I mean, every football game, Bon Jovi's like the biggest thing going on.
I don't even know if they come into
Carolina kickoff though. That'd be good to have. I mean, in the football stadium where that stuff happens.
It'd be outstanding. Yeah. It's just people. I don't think people.
He's only 54, so he still has some time left.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I'm actually wondering if people know that song is by Bon Jovi
I'm sure
when they're
they
singing.
do.
I'm just making sure. I don't know.
Okay, if you don't, tweet us 943 The Game on Twitter. What's disappointed you the most though? Transitioning back to football, about what you've seen the last 2 games since we've last talked to you.
Right. Obviously, special teams has been. It's actually been somewhat surprising because it's been it's been a strong point over the last few years. The kicking game, the punting game, everything has been fine, and then all of a sudden it's like a bag of worms has been opened up, where teams obviously saw some things on film and they have begun to exploit it.
As a former punter, though, what do you see on tape that stands
just lack of effort, really? I don't know whether the not really knowing the depth of our team. Usually it's sometimes when your special teams are struggling, if they struggle over a long period of time, maybe it's just not the right personnel that's in the game, and then that's more a question of personnel than it is coaching. And that leads to whether we're very deep.
You said something interesting to me before the show. By the way, you're listening to Game Time on 94.3 The Game. The Grand View is coming your way in just a little bit, and the subject of which is North Carolina native Madison Bumgarner.
Mm-hmm.
When you were at East Carolina, you didn't have a special teams coach or a special teams coordinator like ECU's had in recent years with Shannon Moore or with Kirk Dahl.
Right.
What did you have?
Yeah, under Logan, it was more of a all hands on deck type of arrangement. Coach Jim Fleming was in charge of our punt return and kick return units, and our punt cover and kickoff cover units were coached by Jerry McManus, who was our running backs coach. And then pretty much all the coaches participated in field goal and field goal block. So it seemed as though every coach had, Logan channeled the best of everybody and put them in the right spot to give us a good opportunity to compete at a special teams level. The special teams coordinator in college football is I know there were special teams coordinators when I was in college, but it was rare. It seems as though it's more prevalent now for whatever reason.
Maybe staffs have enlarged.
I don't know. They're just reallocating the positions certain ways, maybe less assistants in certain areas, and maybe thinking that hiring a special teams coordinator is a better idea. The game is not that complex, and the coaches have time. The way that Coach Logan split it up, there were a few more demands for those, the running backs coach or the defensive backs coach or offensive line coach with a field goal block unit or whatever it might be. But those are the guys that you want teaching blocking. You want a running backs coach who's known to teach running backs how to block. You want that guy teaching your up back on your punt team unit how to block. I go back to Virginia Tech. We're running a spread punt formation, and those guys, they didn't engage. Those three up backs, you have to engage at some point. So you've got to have the right personnel that want to be out there and want to give great effort, because the coaches are too smart. The film is too good these days where they can quickly find a player or players that are not giving great effort, and they're going to earmark those players and formulate a plan to attack those weak links.
Andrew Bays is with us on Game Time, the former first-team All-American at East Carolina. In a two-game stretch, though, where ECU has a game Saturday at South Florida, then has to fly back to Greenville and prepare for a game on Thursday night, national television, ESPN, Navy coming to town with the triple option.
Yep.
How important, or how much more important, is the front end of that two-game stretch where you can build some confidence moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, that Navy game, I think, looms large on the schedule. Just not only what they did to us in years past.
At Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium, 76 points in 10, and in 2012, 56 points.
In Annapolis, yeah.
Well, they won in Annapolis. Last year they lost in Annapolis, but 2011 they won.
Right. So it's that style of offense. I think Coach Logan hit on it a little bit as far as the preparation that goes into that. He would start it in the spring. What he didn't tell you, I think, though, is we had more than one team on the schedule that was running an option, a style of an option.
Who would that be typically?
So we played Ohio, we played Army. Trying to think of the other team that was running the option. I think we had three teams on the schedule that were running the option. It was either in 98 or 99. Plus, it was either in 98 or 99 where Logan actually implemented some option. on our offense. So he was not only using a pro style offense, but he also started utilizing an option offense. But going as far as the Pirates moving forward from here, preparing for that option if your players are not disciplined, and I haven't really seen that on the defensive side of the ball.
The defense has been great by and large. Yeah, we have defensive audio start of second hour. We have Rick Smith, we have Coach Mo, and we're going to talk a little bit about the defense, but that you're right, they've been good.
Yeah, no, the X's and O's of the defense have been fine. Last year, we definitely had some discipline issues, assignment issues, just simple stuff. Defensing a triple option is very similar to what I was talking about with special teams when you have a weak link. If you have one weak link on 11-member defense, and you're facing a triple option, one person doesn't do their job, it's going to be a 10-yard gain, 10, 15-yard gain. And then you got to line up and do it all over again 10 seconds later, So preparation, I guarantee you there's been some preparation that's leaning towards some planning with Navy. But look, they're playing an offense this week against South Florida that it's pretty prolific.
45 per game.
Yeah, they're putting up a lot of points. So they don't have any time to lick their wounds after this last game. They got to get back into it. Coaches got to stay strong on these players. That special teams thing, unfortunately, has happened at a time where really the team can't afford for it to happen, because now you're spending more time addressing special teams when you need to be addressing other things.
Right. Before we'll get to more defensive talk at the top of hour number 2 with the audio that we mentioned just a moment ago. Before we get to the Grand View, John Jansen has a look at sports.
Sports news. Everyone, a little breaking news for you.
San Francisco is moving on to the next round of the baseball playoffs in the National League after defeating the New York Mets 3-0. Connor Gillespie hit a 3-run homer in the 8th, and Madison Bumgarner pitched a complete game shutout to get the Giants the win. And tonight, the Arizona Cardinals take on the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer will be available for tonight's game, or will not be available for tonight's
Wait a minute,
game.
what happened there? What happened there?
I am all sorts of confused. I'm putting my mic down instead of the...
You have the music over drowning you. You're saying someone's going to play that isn't going to play.
This is the worst.
What the hell are you doing over there, John?
This is the
You've
worst.
been asked to do one thing this entire hour, and this is what you give us? Are you kidding me?
Didn't we just talk about effort?
I mean... Come on, John!
It was an intriguing conversation about special teams. Carson Palmer will not be available for tonight's game.
Holy bleep!
Because of Hurricane Matthew, lots of high school football games around the area have gotten moved, including the 2 games that will be broadcast here and on 103.7 WTIB. The Pam Pack taking on Farmville Central tonight, and J.H. Rose against Southern Wayne. That'll be right after the show here on Game Time. And that is your very terrible sports update.
God! When we return from a break, we'll hit the Grand View, subject of which is Madison Bumgarner, who they don't just make him like him anymore.
At the Little Bank, we believe our old-fashioned customer service and modern-day technologies and conveniences come together to create the perfect banking experience for you. We want to be your community bank. We're dedicated to providing our personal and commercial banking customers the personal attention you deserve, all with no hidden fees and highly competitive rates. Go to thelittlebank.com to discover your local branch. At the Little Bank, we want to know you.
The Little Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
There's something brand new for local swimmers. Aquaventure is now open at their Winterville campus just off Memorial Drive behind Badcock Furniture. Aquaventure is an indoor saltwater complex with an Olympic-sized swimming pool with 8 lanes. Aquaventure, the place for water sports, instruction, and aqua exercise. This fabulous new cutting-edge facility is now open. Join now by calling 341-9959 or visit Aquaventure at 214A Beacon Drive just off Memorial Drive. Aquaventure, an exciting new water campus. Aquaventure is now open.
Are you 50 years old? Have you had a colonoscopy? Colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. What makes this so horrible is that colon cancer is easily preventable. Carolina Digestive Diseases and Endoscopy Center wants you to know that a colonoscopy can save your life. Dr. Philip Goldstein and the staff at Carolina Digestive Diseases offer treatment and care for all your GI needs. Carolina Digestive Diseases is a private practice focused on keeping costs down for their patients. They file all insurances, have an on-site endoscopy center, and in-house pathology for quick turnaround. The office is conveniently located on W.H. Smith Boulevard, and you can park next to the front door. Dr. Goldstein is dual board certified in internal medicine and gastroenterology and offers appointments within 5 business days.
Hi, this is Dr. Philip Goldstein reminding you that a colonoscopy can save your life. Visit our website, cddgastro.com, and come see us at Carolina Digestive Diseases.
At Hastings Ford, we believe in tailgating right. The all-new F-150 game-changing 4-engine lineup with improved power-to-weight ratio over the previous generation gives the F-150 the highest EPA estimated fuel economy ratings among gas-powered full-size pickups. Take your tailgate celebration on the road with the Pirates this season in a new F-150 from Hastings Ford. Ain't it great to tailgate? Visit HastingsFord.com for great deals on new F-150s.
Come in today for a test drive and get your key to satisfaction at Hastings Ford in Greenville.
There's a name for people who don't like the NFL, MLB, NHL, or NBA. They're called Amish.
We Amish, we demand more of ourselves.
You're either with us or you're with them.
You people work 8-hour days, we work 12. We do whatever you people do plus a half. That's how we survive.
This is your home for Dan Patrick, David Glenn, and Jay Moore.
Everybody benefits off Steph Curry.
I know that the overwhelming majority of the people in that part of the state care.
All these teams that tank, all these suits, coaches, they are actual losers. And every fan that pays for a ticket is a sucker.
943thegame.com.
You're tuned in to Game Time, 94.3 The Game. This is usually the spot we had penciled in for the Graham View, but since something truly amazing happened the last segment, but really, if you've been following this show for the 2 months plus that we've been on the air now, it should not surprise you what happened. John Jansen, this is a result of John not listening to the radio show that he is hosting and him being caught off guard for doing his one contribution in hour number 1 that we tell him to do. Even though we told him that it was coming in that segment, he was thrown off guard, and this is what happened.
Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer will be available for tonight's game, or will not be available for tonight's game.
Wait a minute, what happened there? What happened there?
I am all sorts of confused. I mean, I'm putting my mic down instead of the...
You have the music over drowning you. You're saying someone's going to play that isn't going to play.
This is the worst.
What the hell are you doing over there, John?
This is the
You've
worst.
been asked to do... And then he cuts off the clip. So, John, not the best couple of minutes for you.
No.
Look, he's experiencing what our special teams are experiencing.
Yeah.
You give not 100% effort, you put it on tape, and now you get the pressure.
And you don't think...
Now it's like, it's uphill from there, John.
Everybody's accountable on this show. Everybody. Andrew, when he becomes weird and starts talking about butts of big punters.
Right.
When I get wing sauce on my clothing and get stood up earlier today, we talk about that. When I say things that don't make sense and I stammer, wow, I'm kept accountable. John's the same way.
Hey, did you give an excuse? Because I think John gave an excuse. Like he actually
John never takes the L.
He actually gave an excuse for
John. What was the
that.
excuse during the break? What'd you tell us?
I was thinking about what I was going to eat.
That's a terrible excuse. That's terrible.
I'm very hungry, and I got to do the Rose game after this. I had to think right away. Like it's in my mind where I'm going to eat.
Yeah. So relate that to special teams. The guy's running down on kickoff cover, and he's thinking about where he's going out that night. He's thinking about the next party. He's thinking about what he's going to eat as a snack after the game.
Oh my God!
Instead of doing his job.
You didn't do your job well there. And I love you, John. You know that.
I'm hungry.
I can see that.
Can somebody get him a Snickers bar?
Somebody do it. Hook him up, man.
I turn into a terrible producer when I'm hungry. Just kidding. I'm like that when I'm not hungry either.
We're going to push the Grandview back to 6:15 because we have one more segment with Andrew to keep him around here, the first-team All-American punter for East Carolina. We'll talk more about the defense like we said we would with ECU facing USF, and maybe get into briefly his thoughts on the band kneeling situation, maybe Kneelgate we can call it. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to call it. We'll get into that and also have some practice audio as well. So we have a lot more of that to get to, but I still feel like I'm just stunned. I'm absolutely stunned, and I shouldn't be with all of that.
I feel like this is going through your head right now.
Wow. The wow part, certainly, right?
Just don't know what's going on. Confused.
We'll see what he's made of next hour. He's coming back.
He will. We'll do this again next hour.
I don't like being analyzed like that. That'll just be awkward.
So we'll get into more football at the start of hour number 2, where we'll have the practice audio. We'll get into all the football-related subjects before returning for the Grandview. And just telling you why they don't make them like Madison Bumgarner anymore. And it's incredible what he was able to accomplish last night and what he's done in the postseason in the games that are most important. So when hour number 2 starts, we're back to the gridiron and hopefully back on track here on Game Time. You're tuned in to 94.3 The Game.
Picture yourself in a living room, your pipe and slippers set out for you. I know you think...
Hey everybody, it's the best time of year for grilling out, and Acre Station is absolutely the best place to get your steaks, your pork chops, or anything that you want to cook out. Just make the short drive to Acre Station and find out why people say it's the best they have ever tasted. Why is that so? Acre Station processes their sausage and their bacon right there on the lot. And Acre Station partners with Lane Angus Farm in Gates County to bring beef straight to your table or to your grill. And it's a pleasant ride to Acre Station. They're conveniently located on Highway 32 between Washington and Plymouth. So come on down to Acre Station and plan to cook out tonight. It's the best time of year, and Acre Station has your steaks, your pork chops, or anything you want to cook out. Just make that short drive to Acre Station and find out why everybody says it's the best sausage and bacon you've ever eaten. Acre Station.
Bailey's is proud to carry Forevermark. Forevermark diamonds are conflict-free and undergo a strict assessment to ensure they are natural and untreated. Each Forevermark diamond carries the promise of an enduring commitment to responsible sourcing and originates from a carefully selected source that provides benefits to the local community and the environment. This ensures that Forevermark diamonds help improve the lives of those involved in its journey, so you can feel proud to give, own, or wear a Forevermark diamond. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box.
For years, Callie-Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
I could either ignore it or face it. My child had trouble grasping math concepts. You don't want your kids to fail at math. You want them to have confidence and the skills to take them where their dreams are. Math Made Easy wants to make you an offer. They'll improve your student's grade by at least one full grade or your money back. Teachers can't slow the pace for each student. Math Made Easy can. For more than 20 years, Math Made Easy has been helping hundreds of thousands of students grasp challenging math concepts using a step-by-step approach. The affordable Math Made Easy programs help students visualize math concepts with engaging and dynamic lessons. Students learn at their own pace. Call 1-866-598-MATH or visit visit mathmadeeasy.com. Ready for the Math Made Easy Grade Improvement Challenge? Now that the kids are getting back to school, make sure your child gets a head start in the new school year with Math Made Easy. Turn frustration into achievement. Call now 1-866-598-MATH, 1-866-598-6284.
WRHD HD1 Farmville, Washington, Greenville. Game time with Josh Graham. Weekdays from 5 to 7. 94.3 The Game and 94.3thegame.com.
You're listening to Game Time. Hour 2 starts now. John Jansen's trying to make up things to me. He feels bad for his performance in the back end of hour number 1. He's still hungry. And now he's playing Coldplay as Bumps.
And the thing is, every single time you smile and you're like, it's okay.
Makes me happy. Andrew Bays is in studio as well. We have him for one more segment. The first hour, we didn't really get into the band kneeling discussion because a lot of that has already been covered, and everything else would really just be, I think, redundant to kind of repeat the same message. But what I put out on Twitter and still got scorned for earlier today was that Time Magazine and other big-time outlets are covering this story and have put this stuff out. Fox Sports was another one, I think, recently that had done it. The New York Times. And I just flatly said what I thought was obvious. Mm-hmm. This doesn't happen. We're not talking about this today on Thursday, 4 or 5 days after this taken place. If the fans didn't boo, and if Chancellor Staten, Dr. Staten, didn't release the statement on Saturday, which many people feel like the statement that came out 2 days later from the ECU School of Music was contradictory to the statement that he put out 2 days prior. If those two things don't happen, we're not talking about this right now.
Well, it was an easy, for the national media, it was an easy story to dig teeth into, especially when the professor that had come out who threatened to bring her gun on campus, to basically
it's cherry
exercise
It's
it.
Easy.
So it was easy for national media to sink their teeth into, and the chancellor made it easy by completely, going in an opposite direction than he went to originally, and didn't, in my light or my view, didn't offer up anything in exchange. He didn't bring anything new to the table on a very, very hot topic both ways, no matter which way you look at it.
They just decided repercussions would now take place if this happens again, when at first you said that you're going to respect, we just need to respect everyone's opinion. If you don't agree, remember what the Constitution upholds.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. And he made the statement that it was not appropriate, for the marching band to do that, and that was not a place to protest or to make that sort of stance when you're a marching pirate. I think that those members, it's such a tough thing as far as protest. When is a good time to protest? When is a good time?
Those are tough waters to maneuver through, and that's why. For that reason alone is why, as long as it's peaceful, as long as it's genuine and that they believe it, and nonviolent, I have no problem with how someone protests.
That's right.
That's my take. It's always been that way. We've discussed this with Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. I've got a family member who is a musician, professional musician, and I talked to him about this topic, and he obviously made the comment that they should have the right to make this kind of stance, and if they want to protest, they need to find a way to do it appropriately. When you're a band member and you're a big part of performing the national anthem, you're that player that the band is counting on. You might have made a better decision by going to the band director beforehand, and if the band director, can then make a decision saying,
there's no way he didn't know.
Well, then I put that somewhat on the leadership of the band.
Exactly. If anyone's mad about this, they shouldn't be mad at the protesters, not the 19 kids, because if they went rogue and they didn't know, and the band director didn't know, they would not have gone back out at halftime. There's no way they would have been sent back out there at halftime if you don't know what to expect from any of your band members. He had to have known.
Yeah, so
it's impossible to expect otherwise.
I would have, maybe a better way to handle it, and it's always easy to look back and try to second guess something, but maybe the band director pulls those guys aside and says, "Look, if you want to protest, that's fine. Just we're gonna figure out another way to do it. You're not gonna go on the direct field, but you can be on the sidelines. You can be wherever to make your political protest while the rest of the band goes on."
What if they stay in the stands where they were before? Like that one little section they have sectioned off? If they're standing there and decide to lift the fist or something like that, kind of like the UNC protesters did.
Yeah.
Would people? I got a feeling. Here's my thing, though, Andrew.
Yeah.
I doubt that makes a difference. People try to justify it and say, "Oh, there's a time and place. There's a time and place, and a time and place." Every time I hear that expression, all I hear is "stay down," or I hear there's a time and place, time and place, time and place, and I just keep asking, "Okay, finish the sentence," just as long as that time and place is not near me and I don't have to see it.
It's just interesting across the national landscape. This is not, East Carolina is not the only school that this has happened.
But ECU is the only school that booed the protesters. And that goes back to what I said at the beginning, where the only reason we're still talking about this on Thursday is because the fans decided to boo and because of the statement that was sent out on Saturday, which seemed to contradict what was put out on Monday, and there seemed to be some kind of a change in opinion in response to that tweet I put out there. It's just some people I wish would just go away or listen or think. Tweeter writes in, or one more obvious thing. Kudos to the booing fans. Okay, see, to the person who says one more obvious thing, obviously talking about the kneeling band members.
Right.
That would be the equivalent of me breaking down a football game and saying the two most obvious reasons why ECU lost is blank, and then you saying, well, they played the football game though. That stuff's obvious. That thing is why the discussion happens. The reason it's pushed forward is for the other reasons. But stating the obvious like that in a place of snark, just get away.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, my frustration, I'm obviously still in contact with a lot of my former teammates at East Carolina. I'm an ECU graduate, proud ECU graduate. I love my school. Really speaking for some of those former players, there's a lot of disgruntled former players and really non-former players about the way it was handled by the chancellor, taking a complete opposite direction and not really addressing the issue. I think that as a university chancellor, he had an opportunity to have some input and have some insight into a very polarizing topic.
There's no discussion about that topic because they cut it short.
Right.
They cut off the link to and the outlet, the faucet that may have led to significant discussion taking place when that second statement came out on Monday.
Yeah,
it ended it.
And that's the portion that I'm disappointed in. We had an opportunity. Obviously we're now on the national platform for. We can allow national media now to sink into it and do whatever they want to with it, take it in any direction they want to, and we afforded them that opportunity. I feel like we missed an opportunity to handle this the right way.
Let's get to some ECU football practice audio as we're being joined by Andrew Bays. Here's Coach Mo talking about the latest practice that the Pirates had in prep for USF.
Better day than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty good, but today was a lot better. We gave Gardner pretty much every rep, and we had Phil on the field throwing today, so I'm a little happier than I was yesterday at this time.
That's Scotty Montgomery. Just a quick synopsis. Injuries obviously a big part of the conversation. Philip Nelson, Zay Jones, Corey Sargent were held out of practice earlier this week. In terms of where they are currently, here's what Coach Mo had to say, starting with Philip Nelson.
We feel pretty good now. We're starting to feel a lot better about his chances. He'll come out and practice tomorrow. We'll know even more tomorrow, but we feel pretty good right now.
Did you keep Zay out again today?
I did. You know, it was one of those situations where he came out on the field, he caught a lot of spot routes, some different things, but as far as him moving, he moved around, you know, walked around different places. He's feeling much better, but we got him probably 150 to 200 just spot catches.
So you heard it there. He feels pretty confident today, going on right about now. Philip Nelson practicing. No media availability at practice today, but Coach Mel feels good about Philip Nelson, and he's felt good about Zay Jones all week, and that he's going to be able to go for the Pirates. On the defensive side of the ball, I thought ECU's secondary has been playing very well lately. Rick Smith coordinates that secondary, and we love hearing from him. Colby Gore is a freshman who has really caught his eye, going back to camp where we identified him on one of our shows as one to watch for that you may not know. But just listen to what Coach Smith had to say about Colby Gore yesterday at practice.
He didn't play, you know, winning football the first game, you know, but he's got several characteristics that great corners have. Number one, he has a short memory. He can make a mistake or give up a big play, and he forgets it immediately and lines up and plays the next play. And I've tried to tell all my corners, I said, just cut the TV on any Sunday and watch NFL football. And if they throw a deep ball on you 10 times, they're happy if they catch 2 of them. So even though you grade out 80%, you gave up 2 deep balls, but you won 8 times, and that's just football at corner. You know, sometimes maybe your technique gives way. Sometimes there's no pressure on the quarterback. You know, and if that receiver knows where he's going, and you know, you got to react to him, and there's no pressure on the quarterback. Sometimes you'll give up a deep ball. Sometimes you can have great pressure on the quarterback and still give up the get. But he has, and he's got height, he's got long arms, and he can run fast. I mean, he's got all the characteristics of maybe one day, you know, going to the next level. He's just got to keep his head screwed on right and get in the weight room and get, you know, stronger. And I mean, he's a great athlete. I've been doing this a long time, and I would put him in the class with some that I've had that have gone to the league. The best one I ever had was Ray Crockett when I was at Baylor, and Ray was a first-round draft pick and played 14 years, and he's got 4 Super Bowl rings right now.
Wow.
You know, he was a great one. And Colby Gore, of course, you know, the game's changed since Ray played, but Colby Gore is much, you know, is 3 inches taller than him and a step faster.
Wow.
High praise.
Coming from him.
Yeah.
Someone who's very critical and can pick things out. He really likes Colby Gore. And when it comes from a coach and you start talking about NFL draft potential when you're a freshman,
yeah,
that's something.
Look, it's even more impressive what the secondary has been doing, considering we only have 1 sack through 5 games.
It's amazing.
You know, so obviously a lot of pressure is being put on them, specifically a freshman, you know, and they're rising to the occasion. If you give them a little bit more pressure defensively, you know, the sky's the limit for that secondary. But right now they're under considerable pressure because we're not getting a pass rush.
Andrew, this has been a lot of fun. I look forward.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to have you back in here. We've covered a lot of ground, and we'll do it again next week. But I appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. It was good seeing you.
Yeah, that's first-team All-American Andrew Bays. We'll finally, maybe, hopefully, get to the Grand View, subject of which is Madison Bumgarner, North Carolina native, when we return on Game Time.
Fall comes with a hefty to-do list. Concrete, land, hauling supplies, you name it. John Deere's here to help. Right now, during the Gear Up for Fall event, save $300 on a Gator XUV 590i and $500 on a Gator XUV 825i. Offer ends October 28th. Come join us at East Coast Equipment in Winterville for our Drive Green event, October 17th through the 21st. Take a spin in a sweet XUV Gator or try out one of our versatile compact utility tractors. Greg and Ryan are standing by to help you at 2112 Central Park Drive in Winterville.
At Hastings Ford, we believe in tailgating right. The all-new F-150 game-changing 4-engine lineup with improved power-to-weight ratio over the previous generation gives the F-150 the highest EPA estimated fuel economy ratings among gas-powered full-size pickups. Take your tailgate celebration on the road with the Pirates this season in a new F-150 from Hastings Ford. Ain't it great to tailgate? Visit HastingsFord.com for great deals on new F-150s.
Come in today for a test drive and get your key to satisfaction at Hastings Ford in Greenville.
Jim Clement from Town Insurance Clement Companies is in the studio with me once again. And Jim, we've talked about your affiliation with Town Insurance. Why did you make the decision to do that?
Town Insurance, Henry, first is a quality organization that has its home office, as you know, in Virginia Beach. It has now expanded its reach down into North Carolina. Also, in 2015, we were named the 68th largest insurance brokerage in the United States.
Wow. What does that mean to your clients?
First, it allows our agency to bring more markets and expertise to our clients in personal lines, commercial lines, and in our benefits division. Secondly, through the consolidation of Hooker & Buchanan, the Clement Companies, and Southern Insurance, it allows us to have the best, most experienced insurance staff in eastern North Carolina. Our goal is to continue to provide exquisite service. Third, our footprint now includes Elizabeth City, Kitty Hawk, Wilmington, Greenville, and Raleigh.
Town Insurance, the Clement Companies. Call them today at 252-756-8300.
Hi, I'm Jason Jones, Chief Operating Officer here at CopyPro. Over 45 years ago, my father and his partner founded our company with the vision of being the very best office systems provider in eastern North Carolina. They also had a vision of being one of the very best employers. Now that we've grown to nearly 100 employees, we have a need for more sales professionals. If you have over 2 years business-to-business sales experience, we'd love to talk to you about coming to join our family. You can apply at copypro.careers today.
There's a great banking option for residents of Pitt, Martin, Beaufort, Washington, and Craven counties. Waco Community Credit Union. They want you to know that you don't have to work at Weyerhaeuser to join. They offer higher deposit account interest rates and lower loan rates than a typical bank. Plus, their fees are usually lower, too. Call Waco Community Credit Union to learn more at 866-811-4240 or go to wacocreditunion.com. That's WEYCO creditunion.com. Waco Community Credit Union is NCUA insured.
Going down the stretch on a Thursday edition of Game Time. Shortened edition of the show, so we only have just a little bit of time left with you. We're going to pass the baton off to Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonny Sonhalter. Actually, Jay's not on tonight's broadcast. Harold Robinson is, though, and John Jansen will remain here back in the studio. We'll give it off to them in about 13 minutes here on 94.3 The Game, but we still have some more business to get taken care of, starting with the Graham View.
It's time for the Graham View with Josh Graham.
Give us a hot spoonful of your opinion.
On 94.3 The Game. Let's talk.
From both baseball and generational perspectives, they just don't make them like Madison Bumgarner anymore. For those who don't know, he's from Hickory, North Carolina, where, this is interesting, currently in Hickory, there's remarkably 3 people in Hickory, North Carolina named Madison Bumgarner. In fact, there was a story where Madison Bumgarner dated someone in high school named Madison Bumgarner, and they weren't related. Juxtapose that with the rest of Major League Baseball, or all of Major League Baseball, there isn't one other player named Madison. He also once hacked up a rattlesnake and extracted a live baby rabbit from the remains and neutered it, and nursed it, not neutered it, nursed it back to health.
That changes the story completely.
It does. But no, he did that, and he went on a tear of chugging beers after the Giants advanced round by round 2 years ago, and also last night. Oh, and after tossing a complete game shutout and an elimination wildcard playoff game in New York last night, he said this to Buster Olney.
Shoot, I mean, ain't much to say. That's a big game for us right there, and we were fortunate enough to get some late runs and got the win. So,
what effect does a game like this seem to have on your pitching, do you believe?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say none. I mean, you want to treat them all the same, but I've just lucked up on the last 2, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Madison, what do you want your legacy to be as a pitcher?
Oh, man, why are you asking me all these hard questions? I don't know, man. The winner? I mean, that's all anybody wants them to be known as, a winner.
So, yeah, he's of a different breed. And also that southern accent sticks out. We also haven't seen anyone in this age who has been as dominant as he's been in big-time postseason games. Get this. He's thrown 23 innings in postseason winner-take-all games and hasn't allowed a run. Not one. That's a record. On that note, no pitcher has ever tossed 2 complete game shutouts in a winner-take-all situation. Until now, with Madison Bumgarner. It's also just boring at this point to watch him pitch. He's not flashy. He does it, but he does it just so incredibly well. And as a result, he's one of the brightest stars that this state has ever produced on a baseball diamond. It's truly amazing to watch Madison Bumgarner pitch, and it's an even year. So the Giants naturally are playing the best team in baseball, record-wise in the regular season, the Chicago Cubs, and it's hard to imagine anybody counting out the Giants just as long as number 40 is in their pitching rotation.
Yeah, you would think they still have a chance, at least with Madison Bumgarner there as well. But I think what the crazy thing is his performance was so good, it overshadowed the absolute dominant performance that Syndergaard had. I mean, he had I think 10 or over 10 strikeouts. I mean, he was great as well, but you're right. In these kind of games, Madison Bumgarner is just it's a different beast when he's out there. So, yeah, I got to give it to him. He's been great in these kind of games.
All right, so we've accomplished a lot already on this show. We still have to get a couple of things knocked out. One of those things is can he correct upon himself? Can John Jansen recover? He doesn't have his laptop up right now. So I'm really excited about what this could be. Here's John Jansen with sports.
Sports news. Everyone, a little breaking news for you.
I gotta compose myself. Okay, John. I'm thinking about it too much. The Pan Pack tonight, though, after Hurricane Matthew delayed some of the games and moved them up to Thursday. Washington Pan Pack now taking on Farmville Central tonight. Our own Josh Green.
I got to get out of here, so hurry up.
He's going to be calling that game over at 103.7 WTIB, our sister station. And also tonight, as soon as we get off, J.H. Rose is taking on Southern Wayne. And the San Francisco Giants are moving on to the next round of the National League playoffs after defeating the New York Mets 3-0. Connor Gillespie hit a 3-run homer in the 8th. Madison Bumgarner, who we just talked about, pitched a complete game shutout. And tonight, the Arizona Cardinals take on the San Francisco 49ers. Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer will not be available for tonight's game.
He did it!
And that is your sports update.
John, the test is not complete, though. We ask you to do a couple of things. It's 2 sports updates and also landing this show, giving us the proper dismount. Can he finish in this edition of Take It to the House?
Gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Ezekiel Elliott.
Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Take it to the house.
Still a lot of pressure.
All right, good luck.
Oh, man. My heart is actually like beating through my chest. Like this is a lot. Adrenaline's going. But we talk about this, again, all the time. This always seems to be a subject of Take It to the House, is seasonal things and when they should be put on the shelves. Like, when should Christmas stuff happen? You know, or when...
after Halloween, right?
Right. You would think. Stuff like that. We have sort of our own way of doing things and when we think, Christmas stuff should be put out. Stores are fighting back, though, on this new trend that's been going on of Black Friday happening during Thanksgiving instead of the day after. And even that's been a couple days before that. Stores are fighting back. Yeah. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
They are now, some stores, closing Thanksgiving Day the way it should be. Don't roll your eyes. It's the greatest holiday of the year. It should be a time for family, turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, and football. Not about going to a store to get some deals. These stores are fighting up for what is right.
I agree with you.
I love it.
Well done. I have nothing to add to that. That's well said, actually.
I'm very passionate about Thanksgiving.
I can hear it.
If you haven't known.
Okay.
This is have you ever seen Dodgeball?
Oh, yeah.
The movie, and the coach ends up dying because of the sign falling down. Yeah. Vince Vaughn comes up with that great line.
O'Houlihan.
Yeah, Patches O'Houlihan. And Vince Vaughn comes up with that great line, our coach just got killed by 2 tons of irony. This is sort of the same thing. So a cow must have been thinking, so I'm a cow, so I totally don't get the nuances of irony, but this cow got run over and killed by a milk truck.
Oh, God.
The guy who hit the cow wasn't hurt, just the cow got hurt, died. But
What? I mean, what? That's sad.
Got killed by...
That's sad, John.
But it's
Johnny.
also ironic.
It is ironic, but my goodness. You were like, oh, the guy's all right, but the cow died. It's okay. The cow died.
Got hit by 2 tons of iron.
That's terrible. Oh, well done. John, you bounced back nicely.
Thank you.
John Jansen recovering very nice from what happened last hour. If you missed it, here's what John did. That's great producing work.
Cardinals quarterback Carson Palmer will be available for tonight's game, or will not be available for tonight's
Wait a minute.
game.
What happened there? What happened there?
I am all sorts of confused.
I mean,
I'm putting my mic down instead of the...
You have the music over drowning you. You're saying someone's going to play that isn't going to play.
This is the worst.
What the hell are you doing over there, John? So that's John Jansen last hour. He recovered nicely, and we appreciate that. We'll have Rose High School football coming your way in just a couple of minutes. Patrick Johnson will take things over along with Harold Robinson and John Jansen. I have to get out of here, get to Farmville Central for Washington High's game at Farmville Central, which you can listen to on our sister station 103.7 WTIB in just over 30 minutes. We don't have time to update the poll, so we'll do it tomorrow. My goodness. A lot that we've covered today. Our thanks to Andrew Bays, former first-team All-American from East Carolina, and Steve Logan for joining the show, and also to our interns who collect the audio out at practice, and Pat Jones for making music videos that don't put me in the best light, but hey, good for the show, so it's good for us anyway. We'll have Mark Pascal's gambling picks tomorrow and plenty more, 5 to 7. This has been Game Time on 94.3 The Game.
Trying to reduce paper and clutter? Would you prefer to pay your utility bill online? With eBill at Greenville Utilities, it's easy. You can review your bill on your smartphone or computer in just a few simple clicks. Signing up is easy. Log on to your GUC account, update your contact information in the eBill setting, and you can start paying your bill online. You can continue to get a paper bill if you prefer, but eBill is quick and easy. eBill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways Greenville Utilities simplifies your life.
Hi, this is William Moultrie, Market Executive for First South Bank. At First South Bank, we believe in community banking values and listening before talking. We know you have dreams and a vision of where you want to go, so we work hard to get to know you and make your goals our top priority. We're a true community bank that believes in relationships. We're the kind of bank you've been waiting for, the one that puts you first. First South Bank, home of You First Banking. FirstSouthNC.com, member FDIC.
Bailey's is proud to carry Forevermark. Forevermark diamonds are conflict-free and undergo a strict assessment to ensure they are natural and untreated. Each Forevermark diamond